Listen to me. I don't want to hear another feminist woman, any of y'all, come out and say things about how y'all don't have equal pay, y'all that can't work in men's spaces, you guys this and that when it comes to men and all the stuff like that. If you guys are not standing behind women who are getting dominated by men in women's sports, even if it is a very small percentage. How are you good people doing? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, in which I'm greatly appreciative of. Make sure you guys are following me on all the platforms you see above and the platforms you see below. Hit the thumbs up button right there. That way my content can consistently stay recommended to you. And do not forget that when you do subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification in the process, which will bring up another tab that will allow you to select all notifications. Last but not least, go check out my other YouTube channel called Man, Husband, Father. Yes, it's called Man, Husband, Father. I urge everyone to go check it out. Go subscribe to it. Let's build an audience first before I launch the pilot episode, okay? You don't want to miss it. We're going to have some real deep conversations over there. You don't have to worry about any type of division in regards to politics or nothing like that. It's going to be solely about man, husband, father, in which I think a lot of people will benefit from. So ladies, I definitely want you over there as well. All right. Appreciate you all. So ladies and gentlemen, I have to bring this to you guys' attention right here because some of y'all are going to be pissed. It does not matter. But every Democrat voted no. They want to keep men in women's sports. All of them voted no. They want to keep the men in the women's sports, plain and simple. And then the senators all coming out, which y'all saw in my thumbnail, and they want to keep men in women's sports. And I just don't care what excuse they try to have on there. That's a huge no. Bill to prevent males from women's sports receives no support from Senate Democrats. Who were they? This says the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act failed to clear a procedural hurdle. Unbelievable, but yet believable, coming from the Dems. Let me move this over a little bit. Nobody wants to see Tiffany here. No Senate Democrat on Monday voted in favor a Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act, which would keep biological males from competing in women and girls sports. A procedural vote took place on the Senate floor, and Republicans needed at least 60 votes to break the filibuster. They received 51 senators. Angus King, Independent of Maine, Bernie Sanders, Vermont, voted with Democrats. 4 senators were absent. Democrats Elisa Stocklin, Michigan, and Peter Welch of Vermont, and Republican Shelley Capito of West Virginia, and Cynthia Loomis of Wyoming. Baldwin gave a statement to Fox News Digital, said, simply put, that's wild, y'all. I'm sorry. Simply put, it's not federal government's place to tell state and local sport leagues across the country how to do their job, she said. I, for one, trust our state and local leagues to craft thoughtful policy where parents and players can be involved in the discussion about what's best for their children without interference from the president or from Congress. Cortez Masto said in a statement she supported fairness in women's sports, but drew the line when it came to alleged government overreach. I support fair play and safety and do not support transgender athletes competing in girls and women's sports when it compromises those principles, she said in a statement. I believe local schools, student athletes, coaches, and parents are much better equipped to implement fair, strong policies in the issue than politicians in Congress. This blanket legislation would allow anyone to subject girls to invasive physical exams just because of the way they look. That is incredible government overreach and is putting young women at risk for abuse and harassment, something I spent my career fighting against. Now, I'm going to tell you right quick right now, I'm going to disagree with that because when you go through rotations or clinicals, okay, residencies and things like that, when you learn to do physicals and everything like that, you come to get a sports physical and you're going to be coming there as a boy or a girl. And when you get a sports physical done, sometimes the genitalia has to be examined, exposed, things like that of the sort, just for examinations, right? Now, what abuse are we talking about here? Because unless, I don't know if this is every state, but last time I checked, when you go and play sports, usually they require you to have a sports physical. Okay? Anyway, let's continue on. So I don't know what they mean by this. Now, Senator Dick Durbin Durbin expressed similar qualms with Cortez Masto. He said, put yourself in the shoes of these families for just a moment, Durbin said. Imagine being a parent of a trans kid and telling your child they are not allowed to play on the same sport team as their friends at school because of a politician said that they couldn't. That right there is a complete lie. You're supposed to play in the sport that goes along with the gender and sex that you are, which means if you are a male, biological male, you're going to play with biological males. If you are a female, you're going to play with biological females. What gets me about this whole thing? Why aren't there females fighting to try to get into men's spaces? That's what y'all need to think about. Why? Why is it that even if y'all don't want to agree with this or not, this is a fundamental factual truth. Men are bigger, stronger, faster than women. Why is it that the dominant species want to invade the less dominant species space? Why? I don't see any women walking into no men's locker rooms. I've never seen one woman walk into the YMCA. I've never seen one woman walk into Planet Fitness men's locker room. I've never seen one woman walk into Crunch Fitness. I've never seen them walk into any fitness gym where a bunch of men, I've never seen a woman walk in there and just be like, never seen it. Why do these men want to be in these women's spaces? They feel like they're a woman. I know women that are lesbian, flat out butches, and you won't catch them in a man's locker room. Anyway, so this right here where he's trying to say, like, imagine telling your child bull crap. Tell your child the truth. You're a boy. That's why. You're a boy. Boys play boy sports. But you know what? Y'all put this stuff in these kids' heads. I don't see no kid that grows up and see how things are, seeing boys playing with boys, girls playing with girls, and they go over there and they play with the boys. Why? Because they see that there's girls over there and there's nobody look like them that's playing, or therefore they go and they end up, what? I don't know, habitating to the very thing that they are. Y'all put this stuff in these kids' heads. Durbin also pointed to the NCAA President Charlie Baker's testimony to lawmakers when he said he believed there were fewer than 10 transgender athletes in collegiate athletics. The organization later changed its policy after President Trump said no men in women's sports, and they rightfully so. I don't care about the least amount of numbers that's in there. They are not supposed to be in there anyway. What are y'all going to do when these people start being these little maps? Y'all remember those maps? Minorly attracted persons. They attracted little kids. Well, it's only a small portion of those, you know. I end up having an argument with somebody today over a particular matter. You want to know what it is? I'm going to report on this probably after this video, guys. A man showed up to some kids' high school and was infiltrating and acting like and imposturing like he was a high schooler. They're looking for that man right now. Why? I'm going to get on that later on. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you get to see, like John, look, Fetterman, look at that. He said there's a small handful of trans athletes in Pennsylvania in a political maelstrom deserve an ally, and I am one. D said depersonalized as a they, them in a political ad, but are just school children. Empty show votes of cruelty on social media aren't part of a thoughtful, dignified solution. I don't care what Fetterman say. There's the dim in him coming out, folks. Y'all all thought that he was all about Republic. No, there's the dim in him coming out. Who in the world cares? If there's a small portion of them, a small percentage, so what? Go form your own league. Form the trans league. There are women, there are men, there are trans women, right? And there are trans men. Go and form your own sports. That would be so fun to see a bunch of drag queens out there playing a sport. That would be fun to see a bunch of butches out there playing a sport. But what's interesting is that you don't see butches trying to do that. It's all you tutti frutti, twinkle-toed men who want to get into these women's sports because you know you're going to get in there and dominate. There's a guy that blew these girls out the water in triple jump, which is a sport I specialized in. That's what got me to college was triple jump. State champion, 2-time. First freshman in Illinois to go to the state championship when I was a freshman. Then went my sophomore year. Got second place my sophomore year. Junior, senior year, dominated it. And this guy is in there triple jumping to get some girls, blowing them out the water. Anyway, folks, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all get to see a picture of some of the folks that actually are all for these senators right here. But that just goes to show you, you women out there, there's my thumbnail part right there. You women out there who are all about equality, all this stuff like that. Why don't y'all want to equalize this? How come every last woman is not behind Riley Gaines? Every last woman. How come y'all not against Leah Thomas? That is absolutely absurd. So that's what I'm saying. Don't take this the wrong way, but it's just like, to me, it's hard for me to listen to any woman talk about equality with pay and men get to do this and men get to do that and we women just trying to make our place out there. It's hard for me to listen to y'all when y'all are not backing nothing up like this. That is absolutely, I can't even hear nothing y'all say. If you tell me that you are for these men being in women's sports, but then yet you want to complain about equal pay, I don't even want to hear it. I do not. Well, you have no place to talk about no equality when a goddamn biological dominant male gets into y'all sport. You know what? This is too easy. I'm done with this. Let me know what y'all think about this by putting it in the comments below this video. And don't forget, folks, to do what y'all see in the animation right there. You definitely want to see this story right here with this man showing up to these kids' high school being an imposter. You should know what to do right here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all.